In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make all your favorite PlayStation exclusive characters in Tekken. So if you've ever wanted to play as Kratos, or as Jak and Daxter, or Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, look no further than this video. I got the breakdown of exactly how to make all those characters right here in the time codes below. Stick around, I got the classics, I got some ones that are kind of funny. I'll let you decide which is which, but without further ado, let's get into this thing. Well, here he is. It's Jak and Daxter. Yes, here's Jak. Here's Daxter. I think he turned out fantastic. Of course, we're using Horeng as our character for Jak and Daxter here. But let's break down exactly how you can get Horeng to look just like everyone's favorite 2000s platformer. For the hair, we're going to use the Tekken 6 style. We're going to make it this kind of like green, yellow here. That's going to get it that vibe that Jak had in the games, of course. Eyes are standard, there's no facial hair. Eyebrow color, just kept it brown, no makeup, face paint, or tan. For clothes, nothing for head, nothing for full face, but glasses, we're going to use the Tekken 6 style. That's what's going to get us those goggles that Jak has. And I think they turn out, or they look pretty accurate here. The color scheme for that is as follows. Just going to quickly browse through this here so you guys can get that. Great. And we're not going to use entire body, but for upper body, we are going to use the ninja outfit. And here, of course, is the color scheme for that. And of course, this is Jak and Daxter from Jak and Daxter, not from Jak 2 or Jak 3. Maybe that could be another video someday. We'll see how well this video does. For lower body, we use the ninja outfit lower. And here's the color palette for just that tan and then that belt. For shoes, I went with the ankle guards. We want to kind of have him look like he has bare feet, or at least his feet sticking out just like Jak does. So that's our best bet to get as close to that as possible. Here's the color scheme for that. If you guys want to match the color scheme there, great. And then of course, we have to have Daxter. How can you have Jak and Daxter without Daxter? So I added in Mokujin. And then the other accessory that I used was the cat ears. That's what's going to give him the same ears as Jak. As you can see, just these standard kind of skin tone colors there to get us there. And actually, I think I did... yes, this is the stats on how to move the ears right to where I have them as well. The final piece of the puzzle, and in my opinion, it's incredibly important for Jak and Daxter. You do have to have the Vigor Blue for the blue eco. So be sure to put that on your Jak and Daxter when you're making this guy, because otherwise, I don't think people are going to buy it. I think this is the defining factor on whether it's Jak and Daxter or not. Man, Brian as Kratos turned out fantastic. I kind of borrowed elements of the new God of War, that's why we have the beard here, but then also kind of the style of the older God of Wars. I think that the chains on his wrists are kind of like, more like the old style of God of War. But I think he turned out fantastic. I think if you saw him online, you'd know exactly who he is. So, I'm super proud of him. I think he works really well. For hair, we're gonna go with shaved head, of course, because this is Kratos. Eyes, just the standard. We will use wild beard. Here is the color palette that I chose for beard. I did add the two-tone because Kratos has some distinctive red around his eyes there. No face paint and no tan. Let's get into the clothes here for head. There's nothing there. Full face, no. Glasses, no. We did use entire body. We used the Tekken 8 style. And as you can see, here's our color palette here. I'm just going to quickly go through all these color nodes here so you guys can get your Brian to look just like this Brian here and get pretty darn close to Kratos, in my opinion. There we go. That's all the colors there. So then you don't have anything for upper body or for lower body or for shoes. For accessories, I did throw on the warrior shoulder pads, and here is the stats on how to get your warrior shoulder pad right there, just like that. The color palette looks like this. And then, of course, I had to use the Alice band. We had to use our imagination here a little bit. But that's going to get us that red face paint, or red tattoo, I guess, that Kratos has on his head there. This is the stats on how to get the band right there. And then I believe, yep, just a standard red to get us that look there. And other than that, that is how you make Kratos. I don't know about you guys, but the first time I even saw Horizon Zero Dawn, I think it was a trailer, I was like, oh, video games have just leveled up like 50 points. This is incredible. And then, of course, when I played it, it blew my mind as well. So luckily, it lived up to just how beautiful it looked in the trailers. So here, of course, is Aloy. We're using Asuka for that. I think this one turned out pretty good. I would love to hear in the comments if you have any edits, maybe on which different skirt you would use for her. But I wanted to get the color, the two colors that Aloy has in her skirt, the distinctive tans and reds, so that's why I went with this two-tone one. But I think it could be better, too. I think if you guys have any ideas, I'd love to hear it. For hair, we use the ponytail. Here's the color palette. There you go. Eyes are blue. Mouth, nothing. Eyebrow color is just this kind of auburn there. I did add natural cheeks, nothing for lip color, no face paint, no tan. For clothes, there's nothing for head, full face, glasses. For the entire body, we didn't use that, but for upper body, we used the tank top. Here is the color nodes that I decided to go with. Lower body, again, the two-tone skirt here, as you can see. I tried to get those light blues there to go with you know, she has some electronics on her belt, so that was what that was my idea there for using those there. But I think it turned out pretty well. And then for shoes, believe it or not, I thought the Santa boots were our best bet here. Santa boots coming in clutch here. Here's the color nodes. Yep. And then, of course, it can't be Aloy unless she has her bow, so we have the sacred bow, and it just has a standard position there, and there's no color change. Then I used bangle, right on her neck here. As you can see, that's where the placement is. And then I made it this light blue here. And I think that kind of reads as the light blue that she has in her standard costume. I think she turned out pretty good. When I think of Metal Gear, to this day, I still think of PlayStation. So of course we have Solid Snake here, although I do want to say this is the Metal Gear Solid 5 Solid Snake. That's why I went with the eye patch here. But also I thought that I just wanted to use the eye patch. We so rarely get to use the eye patch. So you could use this, I think, same design, take off the eye patch, and suddenly you have Solid Snake from an earlier game. But if you kind of want that Metal Gear Solid 5 look, definitely throw that eye patch on there. For the hair, we're going to use Victor's default hairstyle, as you can see. Just the standard colors there. Eyes, standard. Yes, we're going to use facial hair. Here's the color nodes that I went with there. Here's the eyebrow color nodes. Nothing for these final three pieces there. For the body, for head, yes, we're going to use a headband, as you can imagine. Here's the gray color node that I used there. Did not use full face. Glasses, again, I went with the eye patch, but that is totally up to you guys when you make your snake. Entire body, yes, the combat style was the winner here. I just think it's so good, especially for Solid Snake. Let's go right through all these color nodes. Lots of grays, lots of blacks, as you can imagine. I'm just gonna run through all that right here. And then some of these have that light blue-gray look. Just gives a little texture. That's what I was going for there. There we go. That's everything there. So then there's nothing for upper body, lower body, or for shoes either. Nothing for accessories. I think that actually he's pretty good as is. All of his guns and his belts and his swords, it all just works. So yeah, hopefully you guys can use this snake online and kick some butt. This one may need your imagination, I admit, but what I was going for here was, of course, Ratchet and Clank, and we used Lee, because he's got that great kind of like tank top that has some electronic features to it, so I thought he was a perfect choice for Ratchet and Clank, or at least as close as we can get to here in Tekken 8. For the hair, we're gonna go the default hairstyle, and here's the color node for that. Eyes did go with Sunflower to try and match Ratchet. Nothing here for facial hair. Here's the eyebrow color node. Nothing for makeup, for face paint, but we are gonna use the tan for Ratchet here. For clothes, we're gonna use the Leo Detective hat. Here's the color nodes that I went with. There we go. Nothing for full face, nothing for glasses. Entire body will be the Tekken 8 style, the alternate one here. Let's run through these color nodes so you can try and get that Ratchet and Clank style here. Hopefully it reads when you take this guy online. I think it could be hit or miss. There we go. Every single color node. Yep, there we go. There's the last one there. So then nothing for upper body, lower body, or for shoes. For accessories, we got to get Ratchet his cat ears here. So here's the placement of how to get the ears where I did. And here's our 2 color nodes right here. Looks great. Looks great. Mokujin I threw on here. I wanted to have something to represent Clank. I think Mokujin's probably our best bet. The only other one that I was thinking about was down here was this chrome gray like alien, but I don't think that's gonna work. I think the Mokujin, even though it's made of wood, does read better. But that's up to you guys when you make your own Ratchet and Clank. Other than that, this is how you make a Ratchet and Clank with Lee, at least as close as I could possibly make it. Oh, one of the greatest games of all time, Last of Us. Here, of course, is Joel. We're gonna use Victor for all the great little gadgets and his little, like, hunting knife, too. I think it just works perfectly. Let's run down how you can make Joel here. So we use these 2 colors of brown here to get the hair, that exact tone. Eyes were default. We did use facial hair. Here's the color nodes for that. Eyebrow color. Color nodes here for you guys. Nothing for makeup, face paint, but we did use tan for Joel. For clothes, nothing for head, for full face, or for glasses, as you can see. Entire body we did not use, but upper body, we used flannel shirts. Let's pop in here to get your color nodes to look just like this. There we go. Pretty simple, actually. And for lower body, yep, just use jeans, and here's the color nodes to get the jeans just like that. For shoes, I wanted to have something that looked like it was outdoorsy, something like that. The closest we got to here was the Nicholas boots. Here is the color nodes for that. As you can see, it's super standard, super standard. Yeah, in fact, it's all brown. Very easy. But I think it looks great. Finally, for accessory, I did throw on a backpack. As you can see, here's the nodes for that. And of course, here's the 3 color nodes here. Other than that, that's all you need to make Joel. I think he looks great. We did Joel, now we have Ellie. This is, of course, Reyna as our character model here. I think it looks pretty good. Let's run down exactly how you can get your Reyna to look like she's in The Last of Us. For hair, we're going to use the Jane hairstyle. Here's the color nodes. Eyes are default. Nothing for mouth. Here's eyebrow color. Nothing for makeup or cheeks or lip color or face paints, and tan. Nothing there. For clothes, nothing for the head, full face, glasses, entire body, but upper body, we're going to use the bear t-shirt. That's going to kind of give it that graphic there that kind of looks like Ellie's here. Here is our color nodes there. Lower body, we're going to use jeans. Here are the 3 color nodes right there. Great. For shoes, we're going to use the high top sneakers. These almost looked exactly like what Ellie has, which I think is awesome. As you can see, it's just kind of that like orange, or that burnt orange, and the whites here. It looks really, really great. For accessory, we are going to throw a backpack on her. I thought that looked great. Here, of course, is the color nodes, and this is the placement. And there you go. Suddenly, Reyna is in The Last of Us. Bioshock is such a great game. If you haven't played it, please get out and buy it. It's like $2 on Steam, and I don't want this game lost to the ages, because it is awesome. This is Elizabeth, of course, from Bioshock Infinite. I know it's not perfect. It's close, but we didn't quite get there. But I think she turned out good enough that I wanted to showcase her here. And I do associate her with PlayStation. I do. Even though it was on all the consoles. But where else am I going to showcase Elizabeth? Am I going to make a Bioshock Tekken video? Maybe I should, actually. That's not a bad idea. But let's worry about that in another day. For hair, we're going to use the bob cut. Here's the color node there. For eyes, it is Beast. Mouth, nothing there. Eyebrow color, as you can see, is that. The two-tone eyeliner is our makeup. We did use the natural cheeks here. Lip color, I went with the orange. No face paint, no tan. For clothes, nothing for head, full face, or glasses, but for entire body, we used the Lily dress here. So, here's the color nodes that I used here. For that. I think it turned out pretty good. Again, not perfect, but I think the vibe is there, and I think the color tones are correct. Let's just keep going through here. Great, that's the last one there. So nothing for upper, lower body, or for shoes. Nothing for accessories. It's a pretty simple character model, but I think it works. So try this one out, and if you have any changes, let me know in the comments. Admittedly, this one was kind of a joke, but you know what? I do associate Sackboy so much with PlayStation that we had to have Sackboy here in some way. I chose Zafina. That was admittedly me just trying to be funny, because Zafina is so serious. So when you dress Zafina up like this, I think it's just a beautiful thing. For body, the hair is just the default here. All the standard colors here. Eyes default. Mouth, eyebrow color here, all the standard for when you make this. Yes, all that's just the standard stuff here. For clothes, for head, we're gonna use the panda hat. That's what's gonna get us the closest here to Sackboy. Here is our color palette that I used. Great. Nothing for full face, glasses, or entire body, but for upper body, to get that zipper, we had to use the tracksuit. Here is the color palette for that. Great. And for lower body, I used the wide jeans just because I thought they had a little more texture than some of the other just standard skinny jeans. Here's the two color nodes right there for that. Great. For shoes, we just throw on the leopard high top sneakers. Here's the color palette here. Should just be all the same color brown here, as you can see. Yes, there we go. And then there's nothing for accessories. That's it for Zafina as Sackboy. Again, maybe a little bit more silly than the other ones, but yeah, if you're gonna make a PlayStation video showcasing PlayStation characters, you have to have Sackboy. So here he is. Why PlayStation has never made another Parappa game? I don't know, because clearly there's a deep love of this character. Something about him connects with all of us. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his insistence on just believing in yourself. I think it's a great message. So who knows, maybe we'll see Parappa the Rappa one day, but until then, you can dress up King here as Parappa. Let me show you how I got everything here for King. Nothing for body, for tan, for clothes. We are going to use, obviously, we need the knitted cap. We need the beanie. This is the color orange that I went with. I think it reads pretty well. Full face, glasses, entire body we're not going to use, but for upper body we're going to use the tank top. Here's the blue I went with. There's the color node there. Lower body is the jeans. Here's the color palette. And then for shoes, I used the Azucena sneakers. And here is the color nodes here. It actually matched pretty well to what I saw in Parappa, which I think is great. There we go, that's all it is right there. And then nothing for accessory. That is Parappa the Rappa. I don't have any notes. I think he's perfect. Maybe if they had some sort of dog mask instead of a leopard mask, that would be closer, but until they add that for King, this is the best we got. Twisted Metal is such a great franchise, and of course, the mascot of Twisted Metal is Sweet Tooth, the crazed clown. I went with Heihachi here, as you can see. It's a very simple costume, but I think once you tell someone who it is, they'll go, oh, yeah, wait, that is Sweet Tooth. But maybe if you don't tell them, they wouldn't know. I can admit that. But if you want to make your Heihachi look just like this, I'm going to show you exactly how to make that. For hair, we're going to go with the Dangerous Grappler hair. I think that's what gave us our, yes, that kind of gradient look there with the red to the yellow, which kind of looks like flames. Here we go. This is our color palette here. For eyes, I went with devil eyes. I thought that was appropriate. We used the Oni mask here. That kind of looks like clown makeup, if you use your imagination. For eyebrow color, that's our color node there. Nothing for makeup, face paint, or tan. For the clothes, for head, we don't use anything. Nothing for full face, nor glasses. We didn't use entire body. Upper body, I went with the grappler top. That's what's going to give it those bands there around his arms. Here is our color palette here. Super simple, as you can see. Yep. And then for lower body, I went with the floral slacks. That's the closest I could get to like polka dots and kind of like how I saw it when I was looking up pictures of Sweet Tooth. Here's our color palette there. Very, very simple. And for shoes, I went with the Steve boxing shoes. Here's our color palette. Yes, for the Steve boxing shoes. For accessory, I did want to have something that looks kind of like clown hair, so I added the hair extensions, just made them this color red, as you can see, and then placed it just like this. And then, of course, let's pop on over to the other one. Same thing, same color red, as you can imagine. And then the placement for the second one is that. And then, yes, nothing for in the aura or the hit effect, anything like that. Again, maybe they wouldn't know at a glance who this was, but I think as soon as you tell someone, hey, this is Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, your friends or whoever will go, oh yeah, I think that is Sweet Tooth. There he is, Nathaniel Drake from the Uncharted series. We used Shaheen, and I think he looks absolutely awesome. I actually will be using this custom creation when I take Shaheen online. Let's take a look at exactly how to get Shaheen to look like this. For the hair, we use the short curtain haircut. There's our color palette there. Eyes are the defaults. Default facial hair. Here's the color node for that. Eyebrows. Nothing for makeup, face paint, or for tan. For clothes, nothing for the head or for full face or for glasses. Entire body is going to be the alternate A style. It's just essentially his main style here. It just doesn't have the cloak or kind of that long kind of scarf thing he has there. Let's run through our color nodes here. There we go. Some of these here, as you can see, are me trying to match skin tone a little bit because Nathan Drake doesn't really have any gloves or anything. So that's what I was going for there. Maybe on your own personal Shaheen you can get a little bit closer, but this was the closest that I could get there. So then nothing for upper, lower body, or for shoes. And then for accessory, we're going to throw on a shotgun because this is Nathan Drake. He needs to have some sort of a weapon. So as you can see, we throw on the shotgun. There we go. And then I also did throw on a pouch just to kind of give him a little bit more of an adventure look here, like he would be, you know, collecting things, throwing them in that pouch there. This is the notes for how to put the pouch right where I have it. And then, of course, here is the color palette. Other than that, that is all you need to make Shaheen look like Nathan Drake. One of my favorite JRPGs of all time is Final Fantasy X, which of course came out on the PlayStation 2, but now is widely available everywhere, so it's not a PlayStation exclusive anymore. But at one point, It was. That was at least when I played it. Here, of course, is our lead, Tidus, or I guess it's also pronounced Tidus. You can pronounce it however you like. I think he turned out pretty well. We used Leo. And let's run down exactly how to get Leo to look like Tidus. Tidus here. There we go. We're gonna just quickly run down these color palettes here. Yep, nothing for this. Yes, we did use tan to make Tidus here. For head, we did not use hat, full face, glasses. Entire body was the Tekken 7 style, which had that great kind of like a shortcut jacket, which is exactly what Tidus has in the game. Just gonna run through all of the color nodes here. There we go. This one actually took me a surprising amount of time. Because there's a lot of like small pieces that you can adjust on this costume. And if you have one that's out of alignment, it does not read as Tidus at all. So this one actually took me a while to kind of really figure out. So then there's nothing for upper body, lower body, or for shoes. For accessory, we throw on, of course, the warrior shoulder pads. Here we go. This is the color nodes that you need. And here's the placement. And then, of course, Brotherhood, the sword. We use the Ninja Katana. Let me turn around here so you can see it. We got that distinctive blue, which I think is great. Here's the color palette that I used. Lots of blues, as you can imagine. And here, of course, is the placement. Right here. Yeah, I think he turned out awesome. I'm super proud of him. And he's even inspired me to make a Final Fantasy X video, so expect that soon. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Bandicoot. Here he is, Crash himself. We used Law. Admittedly, this one is supposed to be a little bit funny. I don't think it looks necessarily like Crash if you saw him online. But there's enough here that I think it is still pays homage to Crash Bandicoot. As you can see, we have a TNT thing in his hand, which I think is great. Let's just run through here exactly how you're gonna make Law look like Crash here. In fact, all those are underneath the headpiece, so I didn't even need to show that. Let's not worry about that. Nothing for head. For full face, here we go. We're gonna use the deer mask. Again, an item that I never thought I would use, and then lo and behold, I found that there were certain characters that I was like, wait, the deer mask is perfect. Crash was one of them. For nothing for glasses then, or entire body. Upper body is just gonna be the raglan sleeve t-shirt. Let's take a look here. That's the color palette there. Lower body, I went with the Santa pants. Again, they kind of give us that cutoff look, which is great for Crash. And then for shoes, high top sneakers. And of course, here is the color palette to get the shoes. Just like that. Accessory, I did throw the hair extension there. You can probably only see it when I turn the camera a little bit. Right here on top of his head, just to kind of match that little fluff of hair that Crash has. Let's take a look here. Yep, just the standard red there. And here's the placement to get the hair extension right there. I also added the gift box present. That I was going for is supposed to be TNT. I don't know if that reads, but here's the placement. And here, of course, is the color nodes. And again, this one, probably just for fun. I don't think this looks exactly like Crash, but it's the closest I could get. I think it's pretty funny. So maybe build this for yourself or make some changes, and let me know in the comments what you would do different. We're wrapping up today with Spyro the Dragon. We used Kazuya as the base model here. And my thought there was, when you take this guy online and you go into heat mode, he gets the wings. His skin turns purple. He gets even closer to Spyro than anyone else in the cast. The only other possibility that I thought of was maybe using Devil Jin. But when I finally was like thinking about everything, including like texture of his jacket and everything, I ended up going Kazuya. So let's break down exactly how to get Kazuya to look like none other than Spyro the Dragon. Went with the grappler hair, as you can see. Here is the color nodes. Eyes default. mouth, default. All this is going to be underneath the mask, so I actually think I don't have... In fact, I know I don't have anything there anyways. For head, there's nothing there. Full face, no. Glasses, no. Entire body, it's just the standard Tekken 8 style, which is great with Kazuya when I am doing anything that has kind of like a scaly texture. I usually go with Kazuya. When I made Bowser, I did Kazuya. And it's because of that great look. Just like, look at that. Can we zoom in here? Look at this. Just perfect. If that doesn't read as a dragon, I don't know what does. Let's break down these color nodes here. This is how you can get Kazuya to look just like my Kazuya here. Keep going here. Just a few more. There we go. That's the last one there. So then there's nothing for upper, lower, or for shoes, or for unique. For accessory, you are going to want to go with this dragon mask here. Let me show you exactly the color nodes that I chose. There we go. Here is the placement. And then I added a tail, too. We used the cat tail. Here's the placement. Actually, you can see it here, too. And then there is our color node. And that is everything to make Spyro the Dragon. Looks pretty good. And there you have it, that's all the PlayStation exclusives in Tekken. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me so much, and I would love to have you here again. I love making Tekken content, whether it's character creation, or highlights of me playing online, or just other video games in general. I'm a big fan of video games. I would love to see you here again. So guys, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Take these characters online, and let's show the PlayStation exclusives some love. I'll see you next time.